all the people that were, fire Brad, and we were never those people, but all the people that were fire Brad and complaining about things they didn't like with Brad Stevens are now doing the exact same thing with Ime Udoka. And Ime was, is saying the same stuff that Brad said about his team. So it begs the very obvious question that all the talking heads are talking about and have been talking about really since the season began and things started going poorly, which is this the right core? Is it less Brad, and not Brad the GM, but Brad the coach? Is it less Brad? Is it less Ime and more about what they have chosen or got to work with here?
I mean, that is the great question. And Brad was asked that a couple of weeks ago, right? And said, we'll see. And I think we will know, we will all have a much better idea of this by the end of the year, because this is a new voice coming in. And as we've gone over, he's figuring out himself, but it's a new voice, a new point of view, an emphasis on sharing the ball, which I'm sure Brad was emphasizing too. And Brad's early teams did that really well. Those underdog teams that went deep into the playoffs, they shared the ball really well. The big difference, obviously, is the NBA pedigree, and he played. Ime played in the league, and he's got a physical presence, I think, that Brad didn't necessarily have as a player. Ime was a bit of an enforcer, and he'd get up into you, and he wouldn't back down, and you couldn't intimidate him. And I'm sure there's an aura to him in the personal relationships with the players that Brad just couldn't conjure, because Brad didn't have any of that background. He was coming from a different point of view. So we'll see how this works over the course of the year. And the easiest way to judge it will be through Jayson Tatum. And if he becomes more than, which plane is he going to go on? Is he going to go on that Dominique Wilkins, Carmelo Anthony track? Or is he going to be more of the kind of guy you think of leads the team deep into the playoffs by sharing the ball? And you can see the efforts are being made to be the higher calling, right? You can see it, that he's trying to do it. And it's just too early to bail on it right now. And it's too early to make a call on Ime as a coach right now.
Are you personally a believer?
I see the promise, the potential, because of where he came from. He's been in a lot of different situations in the NBA. He saw how the Spurs did it. He saw how it went wrong with Kawhi Leonard. And then what you see from him is not somebody that's going in all bluster and destroying relationships. Remember when Marcus Smart a few weeks ago after the game came out and started criticizing Jaylen and Jayson?
How could I forget?
And a lot of people were complaining about Marcus. You shouldn't be doing that. Well, what if the coach was starting to do that? It'd be much worse. But he's not showing any signal of that, as frustrated as he must be at times. He's working with them, and I see that as a great sign of maturity. That he is respecting his relationships with them and building relationships through difficult times, and that's their only hope. So I think it's too early to talk about where the coach is. It's too early to talk about trading Marcus Smart and this $14 million salary. That what's that going to get you, Marvin Bagley? I mean, $14 million, you would have to pair it with other guys, and I don't know how much value the other guys have, and they're already not a deep team anyway. So I just don't see that there are any easy answers. We live in an era right now where that's what you're supposed to come up with, and I apologize that I can't.